Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. How can someone smile when the world is still crying? Tonight, the entertainment industry is once again split in half between those seeking truth and those pretending nothing ever happened. Fan Shiqi's new concert announcement has shaken the internet, not because of his music, but because of what and who people remember. And as Gao Taiyu laughs on live streams, fans around the world are asking, have we forgotten you Menglong already? The firestorm began quietly, as most storms do, not with thunder, but with a single spark. Fan Shiqi's promotional poster appeared online, a beautifully lit image of him standing beneath dazzling stage lights, captioned with the words, "A night of passion and dreams." It was meant to be an invitation, a promise of music and revival. Yet, to many it felt like an open wound. Within minutes, the internet ignited. What should have been a celebration of art was seen as a cruel reminder that one artist's voice had been silenced forever. Fans did not see passion or dreams, they saw betrayal. Across timelines and comment sections, people began to speak, not out of hate but out of heartbreak. Does he feel no guilt? One comment read. Another wrote, he was there that night, and now he dares to smile. The words spread faster than the images themselves, echoing through thousands of screens across Asia and beyond. For many, it wasn't about proof or accusation. It was about pain. Menglong's death had never been fully explained, and those who had once stood beside him now seemed untouched, even indifferent. The contrast was unbearable. Then came Gao Taiyu, smiling casually on a live stream just hours later. He laughed, read fan comments, and when asked about the past, simply replied, "People will believe whatever they want." It was a short, offhand remark, but to those still mourning, it felt like ice poured over a fire, a display of carelessness that cut deeper than any denial could. In that moment, the storm became personal. People were not only grieving Menglong, they were grieving the loss of empathy itself. What made this moment so explosive was not just the timing, but the silence that followed. Neither Fan Shiqi nor Gao Taiyu offered explanation, apology, or even acknowledgement. Their quietness became an answer of its own, an echo that spoke louder than words. And so what began as a concert announcement transformed into a moral outcry, a collective demand for decency, truth, and respect for the dead. The stage lights that were meant to shine now cast long shadows, and the world could not look away. The internet did not merely react, it erupted. Within hours of the concert announcement, every corner of social media was ablaze. What had begun as whispers of disapproval grew into a roaring chorus of outrage that spanned continents. From Beijing to Seoul, from Bangkok to Los Angeles, timelines filled with disbelief and anger. The hashtags multiplied like wildfire. Hashtag justice for Menglong. Hashtag boycott Fan Shiqi concert. Hashtag truth will find its way. What united them all was not just a sense of loss, but a collective refusal to let silence bury the truth. Petitions began to circulate, gathering signatures by the thousands. People who had never met Menglong, who perhaps had only seen his work on screen, suddenly felt a personal stake in the story. His face appeared in profile pictures, his name echoed in live stream chats, and his memory became a symbol for something far larger than one man's death. It became about fairness, conscience, and the moral lines that fame should never cross. Then came the revelations that changed everything. A video, grainy and indistinct, surfaced from the depths of the internet. The clip, allegedly filmed on the night Menglong died, showed silhouettes moving in a dimly lit room. There was laughter, soft, fleeting, but familiar enough to make hearts stop. Online investigators slowed the footage, replayed it, analyzed every gesture, every inflection of sound. The resemblance to Fan Shiqi and Gao Taiyu was haunting. Whether or not it was real hardly mattered anymore. The seed of suspicion had already taken root. As these fragments circulated, public anger evolved into something deeper, a sense of betrayal by the industry itself. Why was no one speaking? Why did those who could provide clarity choose instead to perform, to smile, to continue as if nothing had changed? The silence from their agencies, the polished denials, the perfectly timed promotional posts only fueled the flames further. The internet, a space once used to celebrate celebrity, had turned into a court of conscience. It was no longer just about two entertainers or one tragic death. It was about a world demanding accountability. And in this digital storm, the fans were no longer mere spectators. They had become the voice of justice, determined to ensure that Menglong's story would not fade into the noise of the next scandal. As the days unfolded, the search for answers grew more desperate, and the internet transformed into a vast, sleepless investigation room. Every frame of the leaked video was examined, as if it held the key to an unspoken truth. People slowed the footage to milliseconds, tracing outlines and gestures, comparing shadows with old interviews and behind-the-scenes clips. The similarities were impossible to ignore. The tilt of a head, the rhythm of a voice, the curve of a smirk. Even when nothing was certain, everything felt too familiar. In a world where technology remembers what people try to forget, the truth was now being rebuilt pixel by pixel, sound by sound. Artificial intelligence programs began to surface, comparing laughter from the video to known recordings of Gao Taiyu. The results were never confirmed, yet they were convincing enough to send shivers down spines. "It's him," some whispered. "It has to be him." But the mystery did not end there. Reports hinted that fan Shiqi and Gao Taiyu were among 11 individuals who might have been present that night. None of them spoke, and no official record acknowledged their names. The silence grew heavier with every passing hour. It was not the quiet of peace. It was the quiet of something being buried. When the entertainment agencies finally broke their silence, their words were cold and predictable. "We asked the public not to spread misinformation," they wrote. It was a phrase polished by lawyers, designed to calm without revealing. But instead of extinguishing the fire, it poured gasoline over it. Fans interpreted the statement as indifference, a refusal to face the pain their idols had helped create. The absence of empathy became the loudest sound of all. This was no longer about guilt or innocence. It had become a battle of humanity versus image. Each moment of denial deepened the divide between the people and the powerful. And while the truth remained obscured, one fact grew impossible to deny. Menglong was gone, and those who could have spoken for him chose silence. That silence became unbearable, echoing through millions of screens like a heartbeat fading in the distance, leaving behind only questions, and a world unwilling to stop asking them. Fan Shiqi's concert was supposed to sell out in minutes. Now, internal reports say less than half the seats are filled. Every rehearsal video, every photo, feels haunted by the same question. How can you celebrate while truth is still buried? For some, this isn't just about guilt or innocence. It's about decency. It's about remembering someone who gave his life to his art and never got to say goodbye. From Seoul to Paris, Manila to Toronto, fans are uniting, posting videos, holding virtual vigils, and writing messages that read, "Rest in peace, Menglong. We still remember." For the first time, this story isn't just about one actor's tragic death. It's about the collective conscience of millions who refused to stay silent. It's about people choosing truth over spectacle. And even if the stage lights shine brighter than ever, the shadows behind them are impossible to ignore. Maybe what hurts most is not death itself, but watching the world move on too soon. Yet amidst the noise and anger, there's a quiet kind of hope. Every candle lit, every message shared, every voice raised, is proof that honesty still matters, and that love and justice can outlive fame. Menglong's story has become more than tragedy. It's a reminder that kindness, truth, and courage never truly die. If you believe that every truth deserves to be heard, don't let this story fade away. Subscribe to Update X24H for more untold stories, heartfelt truths, and voices that refuse to be silenced. Thank you for watching. And remember, sometimes the most powerful spotlight is the one that shines on truth. Crescent Moon.